Okay, okay, we will start now. Welcome to the John Clarence Gomez Show. I'm your host, John Clarence Gomez, and my guest today is the conductor, Jessica Gethin. Welcome, Jessica Gethin, to my podcast. Welcome.
Hi, nice to be here.
Uh, can you introduce yourself before to our listeners before I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Jessica. I'm an Australian conductor, and I work within. I have a lot of different jobs. I work within ballet with the West Australian Ballet as principal conductor, and some seasons with the Australian Ballet. And I'm the artistic advisor on Orchestra Victoria, which is based in Melbourne. And I'm the head of orchestral studies and conducting at WAPA, based in Perth. And then I do a whole lot of freelance conducting for symphony or ballet or film.
Also, you have a concert on December 20 called Love Actually in Concert. Yes, can you tell about that to our listener? Can you tell about that?
Yeah, so Love Actually, a lot of people know the film of Love Actually, but for the last how many years we've been doing the very popular presentation of it, where basically the film is played live on the big screen, and the orchestra they basically pull all of the orchestral score, so all of the music out of it, and the orchestra plays live to the film in front, so you get the orchestra and the film all at the same time. So it's a really great experience.
Yes. Uh, before I do an interview to you today, I listened to a podcast interview on you on Spotify called Follow the Leader, where you tell your story there on that podcast about that. Your story is inspiring because you are a violinist to a conductor. Um, how do you become like that? From a violinist to a conductor?
Yeah, it's never something that I set out to be a conductor. It kind of just I was always in quite a leadership position as a violinist, and I guess playing that one line, but studying the scores, I really got a feeling of like I really enjoyed seeing the full picture rather than just one part of it. So when I was a student in my early 20s, I started doing a little bit of conducting with community ensembles and school ensembles and things like that. And then I just kind of grew. I started getting asked more opportunities. I did some formal study, a lot of study as a conductor. We're always studying, and gradually I was doing half conducting, half playing, and now I'm full time. Conducting. Yeah, quite an organic pathway.
Yes, that's nice. Also, I see that you perform with many artists, like many Australian artists and West End actress like uh, Christy Whelan Brown and in Singapore, and you also perform with my fellow Filipino West End actress Christine Aliado. How your experience performing with them?
Yeah, look, wonderful as always. I mean, I'm really lucky that I get to perform with a lot of different singers, both from classical and contemporary and jazz and musical theatre. And one of the things that's really great when I get to work with singers like Christine is that we get all together. I guess we put together a different thing because I'm bringing the symphony orchestra, and a lot of them don't necessarily work with a full symphony orchestra all the time, theatre or TV or film. So it's always a really fun experience. I think, and they're just both, utter professionals. Have a great time. They work really hard as well, so it's always very satisfying.
Uh, that's nice. Uh, uh, how how can they buy the tickets to your Love Actually concert? How, because we have listeners from Australia, because according to my Spotify analytics, even though I'm not from Australia, I'm from Southeast Asia, from the Philippines. Most of my listeners are from Australia, Singapore, and US, and my home country, the Philippines. How from to our listeners from Australia, can you tell how they can buy, mostly from Perth, how they can buy the tickets to watch and see the Love Actually in concert?
Yes, there's a couple of ways. You can go straight to the website, which is just Love Actually Live in Concert. .com, and I think that will take you straight through to, you can just use where the Perth show is. So the show this year has been done in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, Auckland, Christchurch and Wellington. So if you go to loveactuallyliveinconcert.com, that will give you information. I think there's also tickets on Ticket Tech and a few other places, or through the individual venues, but that's the best place to get all the information. Our concert will be the Perth Convention PPC at the Riverside Theatre on Saturday 20th at 3:30 p.m.
Uh, 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 can you tell about your future or upcoming shows after this? Because uh, our listeners from Australia can also know this. Your upcoming shows next year and next year. Upcoming shows next year.
Yeah, I've got a really busy year next year. I do, I think I do 4 ballet seasons, 3 with West Australian Ballet and 1 with Australian Ballet. I'm doing some different film shows as well. Not all of them have been announced yet, but some of them have, like with the West Australian Symphony Orchestra, How to Train Your Dragon, which will be wonderful with Mozzo in Perth. I'm doing a fantastic evening on Broadway show with Amy Manford and Josh Pitterman, which we'll be doing in Perth and Adelaide early next year. The Adelaide one is in February. That comes up first. What am I also doing? I'm doing an Art of the Score concert in Adelaide with the wonderful guys from the Art of the Score podcast, which is fantastic. Get you to check that one out. Doing Harry Potter 7 with the ASL as well. So lots of different things between ballet and film and symphony and some regional touring, taking the Queensland Symphony Orchestra on their tour as well. So it should be a really great but busy year.
Yes. Josh, you are performing with Josh Peterman. That's nice. Because I'm a fan of him. I saw him in the Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, it's
Yes.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yes. Also, you perform in Singapore in Asia. How like performing in Asia, and what do you think about performing in Asia and like in Singapore? How can you think about it? Because I'm from Asia.
Yeah, look, I absolutely love Asia. I mean, being based and born in Western Australia in Perth, that's obviously the closest. For me, it's, Sydney and Melbourne are a lot further to travel, but it's a lot closer for me. And so I'm usually in Singapore at least once a year doing a show. I've done a lot of shows at Marina Bay Sands Theatre, and I absolutely love it. I love spending time there. I know Singapore fairly well now, and yeah, I feel very comfortable there. I love the food. I love the people. Yeah, I absolutely adore Singapore. It's a wonderful place, and everywhere in Asia. I mean, I've done Malaysia and Hong Kong and South Korea, and like I've done a lot of different places, and yeah, really wonderful places. I feel very very at home when I'm touring in Asia.
Yes, I hope you visit my country, the Philippines, too, because Broadway musicals are popular here in the Philippines. And I want to tell you next month, January next month, the Les Miserables who perform in Australia this year will tour the Philippines in Manila.
Yeah, it's very
The
exciting.
the Les
Yeah, I've
Miserables.
seen quite a few of the musicals get up there to Philippines actually, and yeah, very very exciting. I know quite a few of my colleagues and friends who've travelled there and loved it.
Yes, because there are many Australian production of Broadway musical would go to the Philippines. Not only Les Miserables next month on January, but also on previous year like the Australian cast of Miss Saigon. Uh, do you know Abigail Adriano who play as Kim, and and the and and also the last 10 years, last 2013, the last 2014, sorry, not 2013, it's 2014, which is 11 years ago, the Australian production of Wicked, with Gemma Wicks and Susie Matters, because in Australia, it is the person who is playing as Glinda is Lucy Durack, but in the Philippines, it is Susie Matters who are performing as Glinda in the Australian. They are amazing, and many Filipino admire them and love that musical.
Yes, wonderful, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Also, we don't have a time because we are just at uh, we will talk only talking about your upcoming concert lab actually in concert. Also, here is the last question. Uh, for those to our listeners who wants to become a musician or a violinist or conductor like you, what advice that can you give to them?
I think just staying curious, doing lots of listening to music. So, being exposed, whether you're watching it, the thing that you can do these days that we couldn't do a long time ago is that if you have access to YouTube, you can watch an orchestra doing a concert and you can watch a different orchestra doing the same piece, 5 or 6 times. So you can get lots of ideas and inspiration and creativity from that. I think the hard thing about our industry for conducting is that we don't make a sound when we're conducting. We're completely silent. So we need an orchestra to practice with, and you can't practice with an orchestra because it's too expensive. So you just have to work really hard on, before you get there, and listen to the music and be able to think creatively and work on your technical skills and your oral and harmony skills as well. There's a lot of it, but it's a wonderful career to be able to experience.
Yes, because I have uh, an uncle uh, named John or Chris. That's the name of my uncle. Uh, he performed in as an percussionist in a marching band when he was
Oh,
a
great.
teen. Yes, my uncle, he performed as a percussionist there. He played drums. He played the glockenspiel. He plays like the the marimba vibraphone. And that's that's the amazing thing he did. Because at that time I was a child at that time. And 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 I saw him playing, and my uncle is amazing. Yes, it is nice to be a
Yeah.
musician too. Yes, yes,
Yes. Yeah. That's great.
that's
Yeah.
right. Also, we don't have a time, and it's time. We are in near to 15 minutes, so it's time to say goodbye now. It's nice to meet you, Jessica, and thank you for my guesting to my podcast. Bye now. Bye.
Nice to meet you. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Bye.